everyone, it's Sarah, and today I am back with part 2 of my cozy warm weather fragrances to share with you. So I've got a whole bunch in front of me again. I'm gonna jump right in. Cozy fragrances is my specialty. I love them. I don't care if it's like 95 degrees out with 100% humidity like right now, or if it is the dead of winter. I want to feel cozy, and I've got a whole bunch more here. So again, I'm gonna jump right in. The first one is this one here. This is Brocard My Cup of Tea 5 o'clock. So, oh my gosh, I love this fragrance so much. I can't even convey how much I love this perfume. Thankfully, another beautiful reviewer sent over a couple of decants. Her channel is called Skin Scents for Fuss Pots, and she sent over a couple of decants of two other perfumes that are in this line, this My Cup of Tea line. So she sent My Cup of Tea Dark Delight, which is amazing, and My Cup of Tea Sweet Home, which is also amazing. Unfortunately, we can't get these fragrances right now because they do ship out of Russia, and yeah, which makes me so sad because I love these perfumes. There's something so just yummy about this. It smells like you've got a steaming cup of hot black tea with a lemon slice in it next to you, and you're about to eat warm shortbread cookies that are sprinkled with sugar. That's what this smells like. It smells amazing, but the citrus in it keeps it very light. So it's light enough to wear in extreme heat, but it smells like a cookie. It smells like, and it even smells like it maybe has like a dusting of cinnamon on it or something. It's just incredible. I love this perfume. I know that a lot of you, before we were in a situation where we couldn't get this perfume anymore, I know a lot of you did go pick this up and you have really, really enjoyed it. And yes, I just love it. I love it so much. So anyways, that is Brocard My Cup of Tea. Such an amazing, cozy, warm weather perfume. It can be worn any time of year, but it is amazing in the heat. Okay, next I've got a Lush fragrance, and Lush fragrances in general are just very, very comforting for me. They're very cozy smelling, every single one of them. This one in particular though is amazing in hot weather. This one is called American Cream, and it smells like, if you've ever smelled their American Cream, I think it's conditioner. It's a conditioner. If you've ever smelled their American Cream conditioner, that's what this perfume smells like. It's just this really beautiful, this one has vanilla and lavender and tonka. It's kind of slightly resinous, but it's not super heavy smelling. It's great in the heat, and with notes like vanilla and tonka, and I think it's got benzoin, lavender. It's just a really, really cozy, comforting scent. I adore it. A lot of times if I take a shower at night, a lot of the time I will spray this on when I get out of the shower, because it's still light and clean smelling, but super, super warm and cozy for like a bedtime scent. It's just amazing. So anyways, that is Lush American Cream, and it does really well in the heat. Next this is one of my favorite coconut perfumes, like hands down on the planet. It is one of the best coconut perfumes on the market, in my opinion. This is a fragrance from Sucreabeille, and this is called Oddling. Oh my gosh, you guys. This is like, it's kind of like a gourmand coconut, but without smelling like a pie. It's got a cleanliness to it. It's like a sweet, creamy, but clean coconut. It's amazing. It's an absolute beast of a fragrance too, and I love this. It's one of those perfumes that, because I just have the rollerball, I find myself rationing it, but I also don't have to roll a ton on to smell like it all day. It layers amazingly over any kind of coconut lotion. and I just love it. It's one of the best coconut fragrances in my collection, hands down. I absolutely love it. The quality of this fragrance too. It's made with like, I think it's made with like a coconut CO2 or something. It's amazing. It's amazing. So anyways, that is Sucreabeille Oddling, and it is one of the coziest coconuts in my collection as well. It's cozy in the same way that the Laura Mercier coconut almond fragrance is. It's got that kind of a coziness. It's amazing. So anyways, again, that is Sucreabeille Oddling. This next one, sadly, this has been discontinued, but this is, I love this fragrance in the heat. And in fact, I reach for it more in the heat than I do in the colder months. Just because I have some heavier versions for the cold months. But this is Stella McCartney's Stella Nude, and this is stunning. It smells, it's like the original Stella, but the rose is a little bit sharper in this. And this has got, I think it's Madagascar vanilla. But yeah, the rose in this one is more soapy. It's a little bit sharper smelling. It's a little bit cleaner smelling. So it smells like Stella, but cleaner, like a soapy version of Stella. It's beautiful. I love it. I love it in the heat. It's super comforting and cozy. It's kind of comforting for me because Stella is such a comforting scent for me. It's been in my life since it launched back in, I think, 2003. But I just think it's a super cozy smelling scent. And it's a cozy, clean smelling scent, which I adore. So anyways, that is Stella Nude. Okay, next I have a Burberry fragrance, and I love this perfume any time of year, but it is particularly cozy in the summertime, and that is Burberry Brit Rhythm. So this perfume to me is like a new mother in a bottle. It reminds me of a new mom. It reminds me of a new mom and her baby. It's got, this is, and I say this every time I talk about this perfume, it kind of smells like a diaper cream to me, but like in the best way possible. It smells like, it's like powdery lavender, but it's almost got a slight kind of medicinal smell to it. It just smells like a clean new mom and baby. I love it. It's one of the coziest fragrances in my collection. Every time I wear this, it's just like wearing a warm hug. It's amazing, but it's light enough and it's clean enough to wear in the high heat without it being overwhelming. Oh, it's amazing. So anyways, yeah, that is Burberry Brit Rhythm. Okay, next I've got a couple of Korloff fragrances. These are the only two Korloff fragrances that I've held on to all these years. First one is Korloff Gold. I love this perfume. It's got an amazing sprayer on it too. These Korloff perfumes just have the most beautiful fine mist. I will say, if you wear this on its own, it does not last very long. You can get, I mean, it will literally be gone within an hour probably. It kind of performs like a body spray. But if you layer it over lotion, holy cow, it is a game changer. I remember the day that I discovered that. I layered it over lotion, and it was one of those days where I was like, oh, I'll wear this fragrance in the morning, and then after a couple of hours it'll be gone and I'll be able to spray it on something else. So I had like plans for all of the perfumes I was gonna wear that day because they were all kind of poor performing perfumes. And this one never wore off. I had put on like a plain lotion, and this one never wore off. So this is a beautiful kind of beachy floral perfume. I think it's got a little bit of coconut in it, but the coconut doesn't dominate. It's got a really beautiful frangipani note in it. It's, oh gosh, it just smells warm. It smells like a warm summer floral with a touch of coconut. It's beautiful. It's kind of fresh. It's not heavy at all. It's just incredibly cozy. It's a really beautiful, comforting, cozy, beachy floral. Oh, I just love it. So anyways, that is the first one. That is Korloff Gold. Okay, and the next one is another Korloff fragrance. This is called Miss Korloff. And oh, this perfume is beautiful. This has got a really prominent cassis note in it. It's also got rhubarb. It's got some flowers in it, but it has got the most beautiful creamy vanilla base. So it's almost like a creamy, cassis fragrance. It is so beautiful. It reminds me a tiny bit of Victoria's Secret Love Spell, but I really don't like Love Spell, and I love this. So it's like it's a little bit reminiscent, but not, it's definitely not like a dupe or anything, but it's that kind of a fragrance. And this layers beautifully over the Bath & Body Works Pure Wonder Lotion. It's just such a beautiful, like cozy, warm weather fragrance. I just love it. It's the vanilla in the base that gives it this beautiful creaminess, which is where the coziness comes from. It's just stunning. So anyways, that is Miss Korloff. This next one, this one was very surprising for me because when I bought it, I was expecting something completely different, but this is probably the best summer vanilla that I've got in my collection. This is a fragrance from Frangipal, and it's just called Vanille. And I was expecting something much like heavier and winter appropriate, and this fragrance has so much lime in it, like so much lime in it. I was gonna say in the top, but it's not even just in the top. It's just like, oh my gosh, there's just so much lime in it that it ends up smelling like a key lime pie. It is incredibly light and warm and creamy and perfect in hot weather because there's so much lime in it. The lime keeps it very, very light and fresh. And it's just amazing. It's so good. It is like the best summer vanilla fragrance because it's such a citrus heavy vanilla. And not just any citrus. There's something so amazing about lime. But it is incredibly cozy and comforting. It's like getting to wear a heavy cold weather fragrance, but in the summertime, because it looks heavy. It looks super heavy, like it would be meant for colder weather, but it's got so much lime in it. It's beautiful in the heat. It's like the most beautiful, yummy, like key lime pie vanilla. It's amazing. So anyways, that is Frangipal Vanille. Next is a Libre from YSL, and this is YSL Libre, the Eau de Toilette formulation. And what's amazing about this one is it smells just like Libre, just like the original or the Intense, but it's lighter. It's lighter, and I don't want to say fresh because I don't think that there's anything fresh about Libre at all. It's very sweet and honeyed smelling, and it just reminds you of like nectar. It's just so cozy. But the Eau de Toilette formulation is much lighter, and it's got an effervescence to it in the top that keeps it from getting super heavy. So it's totally warm weather appropriate, and it is like perfect for the heat. So you get the coziness of Libre, but you can wear it in high heat, and it's amazing, which is why I'm so happy. Even though they all smell very similar, I'm just very happy to have all of them in my collection because there's something so cozy about a lavender, vanilla, orange blossom combination. Oh, it's so good. So anyways, that is YSL Libre, the Eau de Toilette formulation. This next one, this one is funny because it is a perfume that with the name, you would think it would be like heavy winter appropriate, but I bust this thing out in the summertime all of the time because it's not a heavy fragrance at all. This is Juicy Couture Viva La Juicy Noir, and this is a beautiful fruity floral with caramel in it. It's got like flowers, it's got some fruits in the top and some flowers in the middle, and then caramel and vanilla and like sandalwood or something in the base. But it is not heavy at all. It smells like Viva La Juicy. but it's a little bit, I don't know, it's a little bit more fruity, and it's a little bit lighter than Viva La Juicy, honestly. But it's beautiful. It's such a cozy, warm weather fragrance. You can definitely get away with wearing this in the heat. I've never had a problem. It's not super, it's not gonna like choke you or anything. But yeah, I do love wearing this in the heat because it performs better in the heat for me as well. But yeah, just a really pretty, fruity floral with caramel and vanilla, and it's super yummy and like just such a cozy perfume. So anyways, that is Viva La Juicy Noir. Next, we've got an Hermes fragrance, and this perfume, from the minute I got this and the first time I wore it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is the most cozy warm weather fragrance ever. Sorry, this is Le Jardin de Monsieur Lee. This is like a citrusy green fragrance. I think it's got some jasmine in it, or some kind of like a light floral in the middle. It's got green notes. It's got some citrus in the top. It's super fresh, but there is something about this fragrance that is so incredibly cozy when you wear it. It's probably the only like cozy green citrusy fragrance that I've got in my collection. There's something about it that is just amazing. And I was so surprised when I wore it and I was getting such cozy vibes from it. I was like, this is so weird because it's like a citrusy green fragrance, but there's something in it. There's something in the base. I want to say it's some kind of like I don't even know. It doesn't have leather in the notes or anything, but it gives you the same kind of feeling that like a leather note would have in it. But I don't like leather, so I don't think it's leather. I don't know. There's something very cozy about it. But yeah, I do love this fragrance. It's very sophisticated smelling too. It's just an amazing perfume. So anyways, that is Hermes Le Jardin de Monsieur Lee. Next is a Stella McCartney. I've got 2 Stella McCartney perfumes in this list. I didn't even realize that. But next we've got Stella McCartney Pop, and this Stella McCartney Pop is basically synthetic tuberose and synthetic sandalwood. I just sprayed one of my lights with it. There's something so comforting about this. Honestly, I think because it reminds me of, there's something about this fragrance that reminds me of like plastic doll heads from when I was a kid. Or almost, yeah, I don't want to say like the smell of new My Little Ponies, because they definitely had their own very distinct smell. But it does remind me of like plastic doll heads from when I was a kid. And there's something so comforting about that. I just love this so much. It's pretty linear, like it pretty much smells the same from the time you put it on until it dries down. And it's not like complex at all. It's like this very slightly sweet tuberose, but that doesn't smell like outright tuberose. It's so weird. I guess because the sandalwood softens it so much. But yeah, it smells like plastic doll heads to me, and it always has, and so it's super comforting and cozy. This can be worn any time of year, but it's really, really beautiful in the heat. So anyways, that is Stella McCartney Pop. And then last but not least, talking about a fragrance that smells like honeyed nectar. Pure Honey from Kim Kardashian is, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. And this is another one, there's something about this that is very, very nostalgic smelling to me. It reminds me of something from my childhood, like maybe another perfume from when I was a kid, or like some smell from when I was a kid. I have never really been able to put my finger on it. Some of you have told me that you feel the same, that it smells nostalgic to you, but you can't figure it out either. So yeah, I know I'm not the only one. There's something super, super nostalgic about it, but it is the most beautiful, like cozy, warm, floral honey perfume. It is amazing in hot weather. I love it so much. Again, it can be worn any time of year. This could be worn in the winter, in the summer, in the heat, in the cold. It doesn't matter, but there is something so incredibly cozy about this in the heat. It's like wearing, I mean, it really is like a perfume that smells like nectar. It's like flowers and honey, but it's not heavy. It's heavier than some other fragrances, but it's not heavy. It's just amazing. There's something about this that, again, is so nostalgic smelling and so cozy smelling to me, and I just absolutely love it. So anyways, that is Kim Kardashian Pure Honey. Just beautiful. Like the epitome of what this video is about in this fragrance right here. So anyways, guys, those are a whole bunch more cozy, warm weather fragrances that I have in my collection. I do hope that you all enjoyed this. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.